Well, I just sold the big block for the jet boat. The guy's driving away there in the Bronco. We strapped that thing in there. Oh man, I kind of feel bad. It was leaking all over the place, all over his carpets. But anyway, so I sold the big block. So what do you guys think we should put in it now? So yeah, I decided to post the big block up for sale just to see if anybody was interested, because, you know, I already have all these other projects going on, and really the main reason is an LS engine is just so much happier living in the high RPMs. You know, it's a fuel injected engine. It's not going to be stinking the whole place out, leaking gasoline the whole time. So it'll be good to have a fuel injected engine in the jet boat, and never mind the fact that it's a fuel economy thing to be just holding 5,000 RPMs all the time at a heavy load. A thing with a 750 Holley carburetor versus an electronic fuel injection, it's literally a difference of 50 years. You know, that engine came out in the 60s, so yeah, pretty excited. So I have a whole list of parts I need to order now, and we'll keep cranking on the jet boat. Alright, welcome back to Driveway Party. I accidentally sold the engine to the boat, the big block Chevy, and now, as you guys probably could guess, I got a 4.8 liter LS engine to swap in. I had it as a spare, but it's just laying around, so I might as well put it in. So I ordered a bunch of parts to swap it. So like and subscribe, see how much I can get done. The only thing I don't have is the Holley computer, and it's the last day of April right now, so I'm waiting to the end of May to see if they go on sale for Memorial Day. So I have the oil draining. There's like a pint of jet black oil in there, so it should be good. So yeah, let's tear into it. Alright, so here are some of the parts that came in. The big block Chevy did not have a water pump on it. The jet pump just pumps seawater straight into the engine. So the LS engine is going to be the same thing. So this bolts in place of the water pump, and they give you some big AN fittings to adapt to the hoses. So that wasn't too expensive. That's an easy fix for the water pump conversion. The next thing is this has a truck pan on it, and that would be too deep to fit in here. So I ordered this oil pan. This is going to be the same LS Camaro. Ooh, the gasket's a little bent. I think it'll flatten out. This will be the same oil pan as the Camaro. So I'm trying to have as much overlap in parts on everything. So the boat, the Camaro, and the Corn Pop C10 are all going to run a Holley LS system, Holley Terminator. So I can always swap computers if I need to troubleshoot something. This, I'm probably not going to spend the money on the snake eater injectors. For now, I want to keep the LS engine stock. So the big block probably had, 400 to 450 horsepower. This engine was rated at 285 horsepower, so it's quite a bit less, but I figured it might be fun to leave it stock and reliable and maybe even quiet, and just see how fast it is, and then upgrade it over time to see the speed difference of the boat with every upgrade. So 285 horsepower, rated through stock mufflers with a stock restrictive air filter and air system, and tuned for 87 octane. So I'll probably bump up the timing slightly. I'm assuming it'll make 300 horsepower. It's still an 18-foot boat, so 300 horsepower at an 18-foot boat should still be like a missile, It's not like it's going to be boring. So yeah, that'll be fun. So here's the pickup tube. You do need a new pickup tube to convert to this oil pan. Let's have a look. Wow. Shiny. Very cool. So it's a much shallower sump here. The truck pan comes down lower, and then it comes back. This pan is flatter, but it comes forward a couple of inches. Maybe I'll post some pictures on the Driveway Party Instagram of the difference, as well as I've always been curious what would need to be done to modify the pickup tube, because this costs a lot less to do if you don't have to buy the pickup tube. So, comes with an oil baffle and the bolts. All right, that's enough of that. Move this to the side. Next item. Now, the rear bell housing is the same, right? Except for one bolt. So I'll just be missing one bolt on the bell housing. Not a big deal. However, the front motor plate will not work for the LS engine. So I need something to support the front. So ICT billet makes this. Oh, wow. I've never had an ICT billet sticker. Very cool. This is the thickest aluminum plate you can get. So this is going to mount to the front of the engine. It looks like the water goes through it, so you need a gasket for each side of the plate. And this is what's going to support the engine. I'm just going to turn the camera a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see this. So this is going to have to be trimmed down, and it's going to mount to these brackets down here. And this will hold the weight of the engine. This should be plenty. I was kind of worried. I didn't open the package till just now. The package was super light. This thing weighs nothing, you know? So I was almost thinking about ordering a second one and doubling up on it, but I don't think I need to do that. So the next step is to clean off some of the gasket surfaces, and I'm going to pull off the oil pan. All right, next step is to clean off this water pump surface, pull off the oil pan, clean the surface, get everything bolted up. So I'm going to put you guys into a time lapse real quick, and I'm going to get the funk out. All right, that took a little longer than expected, but it looks great. Looks like some race car stuff. Shiny new oil pan. The fitting for the oil filter was kind of a pain. I thought I had a filter for it, but turns out it's not for this engine. It didn't fit on either oil pan setup. So I'm going to put the bell housing on the back of this and lower it in and see where I need to cut. I think I'm going to have to cut about 4 inches off each side, but I want to measure it first and drop it down in there and see where I'm at. Alright, this is probably a good time to show you guys this. We've been making driveway party stickers. Right now there's only 5. So first 5 comments I will mail one out to you if you don't live local. If not, you can come and grab it. So comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe. If I don't know you personally, you're probably going to have to send me a message on Instagram. It's just at driveway.party. And I'll get one sent out to you. But there's only 5, so be quick on this. So, cut this, gonna swing it back into the boat and try to mount this thing up. Hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Hot. Oh, this one's hot too. Okay, so, looking from the top, the LS engine is a little bit shorter. Even though I flipped these brackets, So I need to make something that goes in here. So I'll probably cut one of these scrap aluminum pieces, right? So it's half as wide, so it fits down in here. And then it's going to drop down, and I'll just have some kind of maybe 4 bolts up here, and the bracket will come lower down here because this doesn't protrude far enough down. So oddly enough, the engine's straight. I have the back all bolted up and tight, and looking from the top, this side is closer to the engine than this side. So I have a feeling that the holes in here were either not drilled completely straight, or the big block Chevy front plate is not symmetrical left and right. So I'm probably going to have to shim it out. I don't want to keep drilling holes in the fiberglass because it weakens the structure. So I'm going to go ahead and start making some plates and drill everything out, and this thing will be mounted in no time. So let's get to it. we go. I made two. Well, not only did I make two, but I made two more. So now there's four. These are going to go on the backside so that it's extra thick and it will take up some of that space. I did also find out that unevenness left or right was because the motor plate was hanging up on the timing cover. So there's one little spot I just need to trim it down and it will be symmetrical. So I'm going to deburr all these and bolt everything up and we'll see how it holds. So I got the motor plate in. Got the motor mounts. Everything's mounted up solid. Looks good, right?
Yeah.
You said it looked good before. You said it looked smaller too.
It does look
The
smaller.
LS engine's quite a bit smaller, so it's about 150 pounds less from what I see online. So I thought it would be less, or a bigger difference in weight. So I guess it's smaller, but it's kind of dense.
It's definitely more contained now.
Yeah. So it should make all of 300 horsepower. It's still a lot of power for this little boat. So I am going to have to trim the plate a little bit. I just pulled the exhaust manifolds. I wanted to do down and forward. So I'll need some kind of U-bend, or I don't know. I'm going to have to mess with it. But right now it does not have the flex plate on, so I can't really start it. Those parts will be in this week. So that wraps it up. All right. Well, that's it. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the whole thing. I'm pretty sure this one was a little longer.